Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 3 of Exploring Movement, where today I am tackling CrossFit. In this workout, I do the dreaded Fran. So that is 21 pull-ups, 21 thrusters, or I think I did 21 thrusters, 21 pull-ups, and then it goes 15, 15, 9, 9, right? And you're trying to do that as little time as possible. And I also did a little bit of strength work beforehand, recommended by the CrossFit coach of that gym, which was a couple sets of back squats and deadlifts. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch up with you after the footage.
Too bad. You don't get to get.
Sure you're not gonna hit you?
Little cameo.
Probably one of the worst ass kickings I've had in 7 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't even know if that's a good time.
Take like 5 minutes probably. I'm not conditioned for that at all. It's tough. I had to do. I was gonna do strict pull-ups or whatever, but once I got to like, I forget, like 10. Not even 10. I was just like, yeah, there's no way. I gotta kip. I don't even know how to kip. If I knew what a butterfly kip was.
And yeah, that was quite a difficult workout. I've only done CrossFit probably 2 to 3 times maybe, other than when I was probably 18, 19. I saw a list of some of their workouts and I did it on my own time. Just at one of the gyms, just because I like the intensity and stuff like that back when I was training primarily for MMA. I'm fairly new at it. Like, I've done Olympic lifting and whatnot before, so there is some skill transference there. But more or less, it's not the style that I normally work out in, and I usually do more in the lower rep range, trying to build strength and stuff like that, rather than increasing endurance, though I know it is important and stuff like that. I usually look at more the efficiency of the movement, and the more efficient you are at it, then the more times you can repeat it with less fatigue. But I can see in CrossFit, so the most transferable skills I can see would be just like increasing your engine's capacity. So basically your work capacity. Just because the amount of the basic formula of CrossFit is just trying to put out as much energy in as little time as possible, and then increasing that. So it generally seems to work well with like military or like police and firefighters and stuff like that. Seem to be quite attracted to it because of its functional strength and variety of movements, and just kind of how it increases your work capacity. So I can see that being beneficial. I also see there's some drawbacks, like, you know, there's that cliche, people saying that they get injuries and yada yada, which if you look at the studies, it doesn't really happen any more than other typical strength sports. But what I do see is at some CrossFit gyms, not all of them, the one that I was at is very good, and they have a very well-balanced approach, and it's kind of leaning a little bit into the movement world and stuff like that as well. But sometimes they'll encourage intensity over technique, which I think it should be generally the opposite. Once the technique is there, you can increase intensity with less potential to fail, right? And that's what you would see more of the top games athletes doing, is kind of strength cycles, and then they would do the WODs or the workouts of the day to just kind of condition themselves more so. But what I found most difficult is just how physically fit you have to be to do that, right? There's no hiding any kind of weaknesses if you're honest with yourself. Like, I might have missed a few reps there too, so I don't know if all those would have counted. Like, I didn't count my last pull-up because it was kind of pathetic, so I did another one. And also the variety of stuff you do seems to be fairly beneficial, because you're tackling different kind of obstacles all the time, and it shows where your weaknesses lie. But I would also say that if you were only to do kind of like the CrossFit WODs or something without kind of a structured strength program behind it, you might not see as much progress, because generally they say it's about 12 weeks of progress that you would see doing continually varied workouts, and then after that it starts to kind of plateau. Whereas you want to do kind of exercises that repeat throughout the week. So you're doing, like, you know, typically 1 week you do all the same things, then you'd repeat that for 4 to 6 weeks or so. And that is generally the best way to see progress, because your body encounters the same stimulus multiple times, and it recognizes the need to overcome those stimulus and adapt. So that would just be my one word of advice for it, but a lot of them do have structured strength programs that they kind of follow week to week before their exercises, similar to the back squatting and deadlifting I did before this workout. But yeah, definitely I would check it out. And like, I think that CrossFit really has brought a lot to the fitness world. It kind of changed the perspective and it brought it back to where they look at function and stuff like that, and how physically fit you are, rather than just if you look like you're physically fit, right? Because a lot of times I find in the bodybuilding world and stuff like that, it's encourages eating disorders and drug use and stuff like that I can't really get behind. But you know, I can see the good in CrossFit, and I definitely think it's the right fit for a lot of people that enjoy the positive environment there of encouragement and stuff like that. I know my mother and my sister have started doing it and really enjoy it, and kind of it's a good avenue for them to really push themselves, and I appreciate there's that for them. But it's not exactly my number one interest and stuff. I like more the creative side of things, rather than just repetition of difficult movements and stuff. I only do the strength stuff, and I only try to get into shape so that I can do the more interesting things, like, you know, gymnastics, parkour, dance, and all those kind of more creative realms, and it just gives me that freedom to do whatever I want. But I can see it being the conditioning that you would need for that. So absolutely, it's fun. Check it out if you've ever been interested in it. You might find what your next thing is. So I definitely recommend it. And I want to thank Richmond Hill CrossFit for allowing me to work out there, and Anthony is a great coach there. So if you're ever in the area, check it out, and yeah, you'll probably enjoy the gym. And thank you for watching the video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe for similar content, and ask any questions that you have below, and I'll try to answer them best I can, or maybe throw them into my next Q&A, which I'll try to keep a little shorter than half an hour this time. All right, well, thank you guys.